So does Ben Rice completely end the Cody Bellinger conversation? Let's get into this one right now. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. So Yankees are coming off 14-4 beat down of the Red Sox yesterday, which is fantastic. They play game 3 tonight. Hopefully they'll take the series. Firstly, I want to thank the 4 outstanding gentlemen who joined me last night at the Yankees trade deadline roundtable. Okay, Hector from Morning Brew Sports, Tats from Pinstripe Chronicles, our man NFE from the Strike Zone, and my boy Ryan Garcia from Fireside Yankees. Great conversation. You guys made outstanding comments and put out great perspectives. And we talked about trade ideas and predictions. You guys made some awesome contributions. So thank you again, gentlemen. Looking forward to meeting up again right after the trade deadline so we could see who won, who lost, and what we think the Yankees did. So with that said, the question I have for you right now, does Ben Rice end the Cody Bellinger conversation? Why do I ask? Well, number one, we know the Yankees have been scouting Cody Bellinger hard for the last couple weeks. Pretty much every game they have a scout there. And he's been talked about as potential somebody to bring in for first base here. And also somebody they can put at the cleanup spot. I've mentioned this too. They can put at the cleanup spot, which would kind of move Alex Verdugo and Gleyber Torres down in the lineup, down to their more natural positions, right? So it makes sense. But if the goal is to create as much financial flexibility to re-sign Juan Soto, Cody Bellinger doesn't necessarily do that. Ben Rice does, okay? And he's transitioned pretty smoothly from catcher to first base, and he's doing extremely well. And if you saw yesterday, he had a 3 home run, 7 RBI game against the Red Sox yesterday. His best game as a Yankee by far, okay? He's only been here for a couple weeks. He's got 4 homers, got 12 ribbies, and his bat is as advertised. That's one of the things we were most impressed with at the minor league level, his bat. And it's translating up to the major leagues right now. He's getting regular playing time, and he could be the solution at first base. I'm not saying he is, because I'm going to go back and we thought Greg Bird might have been the solution at first base, and he wasn't. So, but I hope Ben Rice is here to stay right now. Okay, he's fantastic. He really is a fantastic kid. He's a Dartmouth-educated player, so he's a smart guy. He's very calculated. Okay, he was very, very methodical and disciplined even during COVID training with his training programs and preparations to keep moving up in his development. So kudos to Ben Rice, and really kudos to the Yankees for giving the kid a shot. So we say a lot that they should give more kids a shot. They gave him a shot, and there's really no obvious solutions at first base right now, which is why it would be wise, in my opinion, for the Yankees to draft, and the draft is in a week. So to draft more corner infielders, first and third, particularly at the college levels. So we have more depth that we could call up and move up towards the majors, which we don't have right now. We have a load of depth at second and short, but not at the corner infield spots. So we'll see what happens there. But does he end this conversation? Okay, give me your thoughts, and we're going to continue to talk about this. So I ask you, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet, okay? And hit the notifications. Okay, that way when news does come out, and it's going to get crazy over the next couple weeks until the deadline on July 30th, you'll be at the front of the line when the news comes in. When we go live, you'll know exactly when we do go live as well. And if you want to join the conversation, you can do that. Okay, and I appreciate your support. I really do. We are slowly marching on our path to 25K subs and then to 30,000 subs by the end of the year. So hopefully we'll get there. Your support means the world. But going back to Ben Rice, again, he's one of the kids, and he fits. He fits well right now at the leadoff spot. I think he also fits well at the cleanup spot. I think it's a good thing that they're moving Anthony Volpe down a little bit in the lineup right now, where his bat's a little bit cold. He's shown flashes recently, but he's been kind of on a slide recently. Okay, but the fact is, when they play Ben Rice consistently, the same thing goes for Austin Wells. When they play him consistently, they hit better. And Austin Wells was a draft pick in the first round for the Yankees, I think in 2020. I think it might have been the COVID year. Okay, and so he's got that first round pedigree. Okay, so if he plays regularly, his bat tends to back up that first round pedigree, just like Ben Rice. His bat backs up his pedigree. There's a reason why he moved up the system so quickly. Okay, so as advertised, and again, but does it end the Cody Bellinger conversation? I thought about this and I said, well, can you get Bellinger here first base and then transition Ben Rice back to catcher, but would that interrupt his offensive production? We don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if it's worth taking that risk, right? Maybe we can put our assets in the box and try to go after a very good third baseman, because we don't have a third baseman we can call up from the farm. We have second basemen that we can call up, like Yorbit Vivas and Caleb Durbin and some of these other folks that we can call up, Jeter Downs, that could provide production where Gleyber Torres isn't doing that. Okay. So, but we don't have a third baseman. But we have maybe enough prospect depth to go after a good third baseman, a difference-making third baseman, which could make it easier to have that and then call up a kid like Yorbit Vivas, who's hitting really well right now, who the Yankees got from the Dodgers last year in a trade. He's hitting really well now after he fractured his orbital bone early this season, hitting a foul ball off his eye. So, but he's back, and it took him a little while, and he's coming around nicely. And he's got speed. He hits from the lefty side, okay, and he has that hustle and aggressiveness that the Yankees don't always have, but more often than not need. Okay. So I think being more aggressive for third base at this point. I mean, initially, right, it was we need first base, we need second base, we need third base. The feeling that we need first base isn't as strong anymore, at least for me. But you let me know what your thoughts are, whether you agree or disagree. Okay, I think Ben Rice is giving the Yankees something to think about here. Do we keep him around? And again, if the goal is to create financial flexibility, you're going to need some of these guys with controllable years here to make it easier to re-sign Juan Soto, who's not going to come cheap. Okay, that's a fact. We know this. So that's something I think the Yankees are keeping in mind, which is one reason they haven't been as aggressive yet. And I think games like yesterday show, they don't need to act in desperation because they can do what they did yesterday. They haven't done it very often recently, which stinks. They've been on, essentially a 6-15 slide in the last 21 games. So it's not indicative of Yankees play. But keep in mind, what did they do the first 2 months of the season? They were the first team to 50 wins in baseball. They were crushing baseball. Okay, with the same team. Guys got hurt, yes, and unfortunately our backups got hurt too. So there are some guys playing out of position in the lineup itself. Guys that should be a cleanup are hitting cleanup, because Giancarlo Stanton's out right now. And it just goes to show that people were trashing Giancarlo Stanton. How much should we miss him now? He was very productive for the Yankees. Very productive. Thankfully, he's already doing some running and lower body drills and everything already. So he's progressing nicely. So that's a good sign. So, but it looks like the more obvious fits are second and third right now in terms of call up or trade. But I do think they need to address those two positions at the deadline. Whether it's two trades or a trade and a call up or something like that, they do need to address those positions, just like they do need to address the bullpen. And shout out to Ryan Garcia from my Fireside. He put out a great trade idea yesterday. If you haven't seen the roundtable, go take a look at it. Okay. And I encourage you to subscribe to those guys. They're all great content creators, great perspectives, good, knowledgeable people. They bring a lot to the table. Okay. Very, 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 I want to support these guys no matter what. So, but that's what we have. Does Ben Rice end the conversation for Cody Bellinger? Would you like to see both here? Does it worry you at all? I know I didn't worry me in the beginning, but then I thought about it, like, would transitioning Ben Rice back to catcher, like I said, interrupt his offensive production? I have no idea. No idea. But again, the Yankees seem to be okay at catcher right now. I would let, personally, I would try to find a trade partner for Jose Trevino, and I would call up Augustin Ramirez to platoon with Austin Wells at catcher. We have a righty and a lefty. Both have better bats than Trevino, even though Trevino's had a pretty hot bat lately. But you're going to get more production out of these guys. And they both have a better arm than Trevino, too. So, but give me your thoughts, gang. Let's get into this. And I'll be back later on with the Yankees lineup, Game 3 against the Red Sox. After this series, we head out to Tampa for 3, and then we go to Baltimore for 3. So, and then you have the All-Star break. And then things kind of lighten up after the All-Star break once we get to August. The schedule lightens up. So things to look forward to, but it's still not over yet. So let's keep it running. Let's keep hopefully winning. I'll talk to you later.